Hello everyone. Today I'll try to help you out in making a decision on whether CISSP or CISM, which of these certification is best to go ahead with for you. So let's get started. Right. So CISSP is an exam from IC Square, Certified Information Security System Security Professional, and it does have 8 domains, as you can see on the screen. CISM, on the other hand, is from ISACA, and Certified Information Security Manager, as we call it, has 4 domains, again, as we can see on the screen. Now let's get started with CISM indeed. CISM requires you to have a very high-level information security knowledge on all of these areas: security governance, risk management, information security program development and management, and incident management. Now, this is the percentage distribution of the domains, and CISM really is addressed, as the name suggests, for information security managers. It does not require you to be a hands-on professional working into information security SOC or an ethical hacker who does need to know a lot about how technology works behind the scenes, right? So information security certification is definitely a way to go ahead with if you do not have any. And though there are like offensive security certifications as well these days, which are more aligned with pen testers and more technical people who are working hands-on day in, day out into their job. So the offensive certifications like OSCP and OSCE and OSW and WE and so on are really good certifications as well, of course. But for a person to get started with, for instance, you're working on information risk management, for instance, right? And so as we see, CISSP also does cover information security and risk management as one of its domains. And you were like wondering, what should I do? Should I go for CISSP or should I go for CISM? Yeah, and what will help you in your career? What will help you in the long term? So to address those questions, you'll have to I have to mention that you have to ask this question on for your own self. What is your current level of expertise when it comes to technical implementation of information security? Right? Because if you want to go for CISSP, and yes, the question never doesn't end there. And where do you want to be in technical aspect when it comes to security, in the future? So of course, nothing is permanent, everything changes. So if you do not know something today, you would know it tomorrow if you work towards it, right? And same goes for information security as well. Now, if you are into risk management or audit or some governance related role where strategic alignment of the organization or enterprise risk management are the priority focus for your work area, and also that is aligned with your future career aspiration, you want to stay and evolve within that field itself, then CISM is the way to go ahead with, I would say, right? But if you are actually focused and very, very keen on learning the technical implementation of how things are actually working, whether it is into identity and access management, whether it is into network security, you want to really focus and grow on your learning skills, or you already have or possess those abilities and skill sets and technical expertise, and you want to just ensure that you have this CISSP or some certification that showcases you or puts you ahead into the list when it comes to, for instance, shortlist for an interview or so on. Definitely CISSP is something that would help you more, right? Because CISSP is we all know is a golden standard certification for covering all of these domains that we've on the screen: security and risk management, asset security, security architecture and engineering, communication and network security, identity and access management. Domain 6 is security assessment and testing. Security operations is the 7th domain, and 8th is the software development security. So as we always talk of security in terms of defense in depth, we want to ensure that we understand all the OSI layers, all the 7 layers, and we also know where to implement what control. And as you can see, domains here listed on CISSP exam are weighted from 10 to 15% on an average. And while you can see that the highest weightage is given to security and risk management, and that is for a reason, right? Usually what happens is that, when we are working as an information security professional, which we are mandated to, for instance, if we have to appear for this exam or take, or at least have the certification. So you can take the certification or any of these certification if you have a couple of years of experience, but you would be endorsed and you can get the certification only, or get the you can be certified or called a certified CISSP only if you have demonstrated 5 years of paid work experience into information security, and that has to be from 2 or more of these domains that are listed here. So that is, of course, a pre-mandate, which also might be one of the useful factors to help you decide which certification should you go for first. And for instance, I went for my CISSP certification a few years back, and after that, after maybe 1.5 years, I also went for CISM because I just thought, okay, let me add on to my list of certifications, or let me see what entails into when we talk in particular about security risk governance and risk security governance and risk management. And I was already working into as a security program manager, so security program development and management, very, very apt for me. And security incident management, of course, is apt for any enterprise that is needs to have an oversight of end-to-end security. So you can take both the certifications if you have if you meet the mandatory requirement of the work experience, or you can take any one of this certification to begin with. Of course, you will have to take one and choose one. But even if you have one of these, you can, plan to take two. Set the second one based on assessment that you will have to make for yourself. The two aspects being one, where do you stand today? And the next is where do you want to go towards? So if you want to really, if you are into risk management, for instance, and you want to build upon your technical skill set so that you can actually work into security architecture or, security operations or software development security, if you are coming from, for instance, a software development background. So that is when you really need to think about doing this certification, CISSP, because this will actually help you gain insights into all of these security domains a bit in depth. Now, though it is called that CISSP is a mile wide and an inch deep, I do not agree with it somehow, because when you actually take the exam, you understand, or that everything, every question or every scenario that is asked in the exam is testing you on your really, on your understanding on the concepts and how would you apply those in the real world. And many people do fail the exam because of this myth that they just have to study all these domains on a very high level perspective, on a very high level, and they really, are not really prepared for the exam, because the questions that you do in the practice tests are not anywhere close to the real exam. So I would suggest, if you are keen, like I was, to gain technical knowledge and, prepare yourself at least to some level to be able to work in future in any of these technical domains, into a technical team or into a team on a technical role, I would suggest you can go for CISSP. It's a really wonderful certification when you have, an attitude to learn. So yes, both the exams are almost equally priced. I mean, from $500 to $700 US dollars range. Within that, you can, you will have to pay if you have to take any of these certifications. So that definitely you will have to make, since it's a lot of money at stake, we need to make the right choice when it comes to our career and decision. So also, I've seen these days, though back, back 5 years back from now, I used to only see and then into a job description that CISSP is a mandatory criteria, which sometimes we do see these days as well. But many a times I've seen that, it's given that you preferred certifications as CISSP / CISM / CRISC or / CISA, So I do not agree with this, because all of these certifications are very different, but maybe they are just mentioning it to ensure that a person does have at least some experience, the valid experience that's required to appear for these certification. And then if someone has cleared any of these certification, then they are serious about their information security careers. Besides that, I guess, it all depends on also how much time can you dedicate, because CISM is comparatively easier, if I have to say so. I mean, definitely not an easy exam, definitely needs preparation. But in comparison, when we compare it with CISSP, I would suggest, I would from my own personal experience, I can say it says CISSP is much more wider, much more. It has a lot more content, and you might have to refer to a lot of other resources in addition to the official books that you might be reading, and to understand those technical concepts and details. How did I go about my CISSP journey? I'll make a separate video on that, but I had taken around 4 months to study for CISSP and 1 week or 10 days for CISM. Oh, definitely not advising, or this is not at all a kind of benchmark for anyone, but just it depends on your own technical level of your own level of expertise, your own work experience, and it would definitely differ from any individual to the other. So yes, these are some aspects that might help you assess whether CISSP or the CISM is the right choice for you. For CISSP, definitely you need to sacrifice or make a lot of sacrifices in terms of letting go of watching your favorite series and all of that, meeting friends or having a social life for at least 3 to 4 months. It really requires dedication, because the content is so wide, and there's so much to cover. And maybe but definitely it is worth it. Once you are a CISSP certified professional, you are really respected in the information security industry, and that is a fact that is not going to change. ISE Square certifications hold a very, very high level of credibility, and even with COVID and things going around, they did a trial, but they did not eventually move to an online proctored exam. While ISACA, CISM, or ISACA other exams like CRISC or CISA and so on, they all moved to proctored online exams from the year 2020, I guess. I had taken both these exams in the center, but I think ISE Square is definitely, very, very credible exam. And definitely all of these exams are helpful. All of these exams are gold standard. They are the highest respected certifications. So definitely go for at least one of these if you are really serious about your information security career. Thank you so much, and hope this video helped you a bit. Bye-bye.